let's start. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone joining us from around the world. On behalf of team, I would like to warmly welcome you to today's session. Certification based on AI training profile in Europe without building from the scratch. Enterprises demands for the certified, standard, aligned AI training is accelerating across Europe, but building a full profile from the ground up can be costly, slow, and the resource incentive. The session explores how training providers are launching enterprises ready, certification backed AI training profiles without starting from the scratch. Learn how partners are entering the European AI training market faster by leveraging structured certification pathways, content, and a global recognized credential aligned to enterprises and the regularity expectations. And to guide us through the critical conversations, we are joined by two leaders who have been building a scaling, optimizing trusted credentials ecosystem across the global. We have our first leader, Tuli. She is the vice president of strategic partnership Europe at ASETS, where she leads initiatives to grow global partners and accelerate adoption of A certifications and the training programs. She brings forward 2 decades of experience in a technology education, certification programs, and the internal partner development, having worked closely with the training providers, academic institutes, and the professional learning communities worldwide. Based in the UK and originally from Finland, Tuli is passionate about helping organizations and the professional build future ready skills in AI and emerging technology. And our coming to our second leader, like Merinda, she's the vice president of strategic partnership at ASETS. In her role, Merinda leads strategic alliances across the globe, forcing partnership with leading education providers, learning platforms, and the government to advise large-scale AI readiness institutes. And she's passionate about learning and technology and plays pivotal role in helping organizations align their workshop capabilities with the demands of AI era. Now, without any further ado, I'll pass the stage to Mary. Guys, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for our events team for putting everything together and getting us all organized here. So very warm welcome to everyone who's decided to join us today. My name is Tuuli Eaton, and I'm here with my wonderful colleague Miranda Valberkel, and we'll be really happy that you join us today for AI Certs webinar. And happy World Book Day for anyone who's celebrating that today. Any participants from UK and Ireland in particular? I know the rest of the world is going to be celebrating World Book Day in April, but we are celebrating it today. So a great timing for education and especially in a very hot topic like AI. So let's have a look at today's agenda. We have our presentation will start with looking at the total addressable market here in Europe, and we have some really interesting statistics here to share of what the opportunity looks like. And then we're going to be looking at how AI Certs plugs into that, what our job role, always timely portfolio is there to equip learners, not just about the AI literacy, but readiness, fluency, mastery, and overall that's one of our key passions, what we are driving here. And then, of course, how does it look like partnering with AIs and why this moment belongs to those who partner with AI Certs? We will be showcasing some examples, some available tools, and how we work together in a win-win situation. And finally, we will conclude with a Q&A session. Really warmly welcome anyone here writing your questions in the chat. We'll try to address those in the end. And meanwhile, of course, our team here is supporting and helping answering those questions as well whilst we are doing the presentation. So this is live, this is real. We're really delighted that you're here. Without further ado, I'm now handing over the reins to Miranda, and who will take over the landscape in Europe and beyond. Thank you. Over to you, Miranda.
Thank you, Tuli. And hello, everyone. This is Miranda coming to you from the Netherlands. I'm really delighted to see this big audience from all over the world joining us today. So welcome once again. Now, let me take you through some numbers. Europe's AI training market is not just growing, it's exploding. By 2026, the European AI market will reach 233 billion and is projected to more than triple to 753 billion by 2033. That's growing at nearly 29% annually. So even the AI training dataset market alone is scaling rapidly, from under 1 billion to over 5 billion within the next decade. This tells us one thing. AI adoption is accelerating. It is accelerating at enterprise scale. Now look at corporate training. Europe's corporate training market did hit 50 billion in 2025, with more than 15 billion in additional growth expected over the next 5 years. And importantly, 40% of European companies are making significant Gen AI investments in training, in software, and consulting over the next 18 months. This tells us budgets are real. But here's the tension. Europe has a major AI skills crisis. So between 75 and 80% of employers across major markets like Germany, France, and the United Kingdom, they cannot fill AI roles. 60% of workers require immediate AI upskilling, and 77% of companies really struggle to attract high-skilled talent. So, all these numbers, what does this mean? Massive budgets, they have already been approved. Demand is urgent, but there is a limited supply of partners who can go to market quickly and deliver structured, scalable AI training. And that gap, so between exploding demand and limited execution capacity, that gap is the opportunity. So now, what about action and execution, for instance? This slide highlights a massive gap between ambition and execution in Europe. On the left side, on the demand side, the signal is incredibly strong. 88% of European leaders are actively rolling out or testing Gen AI projects. Nearly 87% are allocating up to 30% of their AI budgets specifically to Gen AI initiatives. Think about that. And AI job skills, they are evolving 60%, 66% faster than other roles, meaning the pace of change is unprecedented. Here's the disconnect. There is a disconnect. Only 13.5% of EU enterprises have actually adopted AI technologies at scale. And even more concerning, 70% of AI projects in Europe fail. They fail to deliver return on investment. And that tells us that this isn't a budget problem. It's not. It's an execution and capability problem. When we look at the data, the imbalance becomes clear. 29% of AI vacancy require basic AI literacy, yet only 8% of the workforce has it. At the more advanced tier 2 levels, so the researchers and also the engineers, of course, the demand is 24%. Only 15% of talent is available. Please, you are in this business, ask around. Employees know this. 61% are really asking for more formal AI training. Yet most lack access to credible job ready, so really the job ready programs. So what we are seeing is, it's simple. The leaders are committed. Workforce capability is not scaling fast enough. It's not scaling fast enough to turn AI action into a measurable return on investment. That's the gap again, where the opportunity lies. Now, let me take you through some revenue streams. Our primary revenue streams in this market. And the first, absolutely the fastest moving, is the enterprise corporate training. I've been in this market for quite some time. I find it amazing to see that Europe's corporate training market is already 50 billion, and AI is the fastest growing segment within it. And the buyers are Fortune 500 companies and mid-market firms with over 500 employees, particularly in tech, finance, and healthcare. What they are purchasing are role-based certifications, cohort-based instructor-led training, and of course, department-wide upskilling programs. Important. Revenue is recurring. Annual contracts with multiple cohorts running throughout the year. And that is what we all are searching for, predictable, scalable income. The second revenue stream, so on the right of your screen, is the government and policy-driven funding. So across Europe, national governments and EU-backed initiatives, they are investing heavily in AI workforce development. And these programs purchase certified training aligned to workforce standards and STEM pipelines. And the key difference here is compliance. Governments require recognized credentials and structured delivery. But when secured, contracts are typically multi-year, and they cover large learning populations. So whether it's price urgency or government-backed funding, money is already allocated. Partners win because they sit directly in that revenue flow, delivering certified scalable AI training where both speed and credibility absolutely matter. A little bit more background. So in addition to enterprise and government revenue, are two highly strategic channels that drive long-term scale. So the first is association and membership-based revenue. Professional associations, chambers of commerce, industry groups, they are all investing heavily in more training to increase retention and value. And what they purchase are certifications and continuing education programs that offer CBT credits and professional advancement. And for partners, this means becoming the official certification provider to the membership offering. The result is, I like that word, so I'm going to use it. The result is sticky relationships, so low churn and recurring annual revenue tied to the association's member base. Second channel, for more information here, Julie, and then I would like to hand to you. But the second channel is academic and university pathways. So universities, colleges, online platforms, and bootcamps under pressure to align education with job-ready AI skills. And they purchase a degree-aligned certification that enhance employability and industry relevance. As an academic partner, certifications are bundled directly to curricula. And because institutions already have built-in student populations, this channel scales the fastest. So what is the key takeaway? The key takeaway is diversification. I see personally that performing partners don't rely on a single revenue source. They operate across enterprise, government, associations, and academia, creating multiple streams of recurring revenue and, of course, long-term resilience in the AI training economy. Sorry for bombarding you with all these numbers, but what if you could tap into 233 billion plus AI market revenue without any upfront investment? What if? Tuli, can you take us through the possibilities lying right in front of us, please?
Well, thank you, Miranda. Yeah, well, some big figures here you're sharing. So only delighted to give a bit more context here on how this could work. Now, I mean, we've seen some staggering numbers here, of course, and the need for reskilling, upskilling market in Europe is absolutely booming. But some of you may now be thinking like, okay, with such a big numbers, should we consider creating this content all ourselves, doing it all in-house? And you might be in the middle of a balancing exercise here. So let me give you some examples of what that could or look like, and considerations one should take into account which path to follow. So let's do a quick comparison here. Now, first of all, I'd say that building training content from scratch is a big undertaking. It is expensive, and you may have an absolutely fantastic instructors in your staff, but their key skill is training and training delivery. And that model, which might work for that particular instructor, writing that content from the scratch, may work with him or her alone, and may not even work for the person next door. And I've seen this very many times during my career, that especially in the small and medium enterprises, this can really be a sticking point or holding them back for scalability. So the pedagogy would then be only tested by one individual or a group of individuals. That's one thing. But in the world of AI, we have never seen anything moving as quickly as what we're seeing right now. So let's say that you start building content now. You will have something ready maybe 3 to 6 months now. By that time, it's already out of date. And you have now the situation where you are considering how do you going to keep that content up to date. And so there we go. There's a lot of churn here, and this, again, I've been in this industry for a very long time, and of course IT has always been a fast moving industry to be in, but this is something completely different. This is like every week is almost different, and yeah, I think you'll be missing an opportunity of not having that instructor delivering in the classroom rather than spending time writing content. But then let's do a comparison of if you would be partnering with a vendor such as AIS. And here now we have a huge team, first of all. The majority of our company's employees in product development. We are taking the external approach. We follow the ISO 1724 standards by American National Standards Institute, ANAP, and that means that we'll consult the industry first. We look externally first. We do the full job task analysis of what are the skills and capabilities for a particular job role. And again, repeating the fact that we are taking a job role focus to AI. And that team does the extensive research, work with a number of subject matter experts, and then comes what we call an exam blueprint and the courseware, course materials. Now then, for us to release that material, we always ask, we have a huge pool of instructors, also in freelance instructors or employed by authorized training partners, and they have to sign off those materials as well. I think we have a minimum of at least 5 external instructors need to put their name behind the materials before it gets released. So the pedagogy definitely works across a broad range of instructors from different parts of the world, and that makes it very scalable. And the other component, again, is the regular maintenance of it. So we are one of our unique differentiators of AI Search is that our content is regularly maintained. And I mean, weekly, monthly, there's a whole big team again behind that. And I think those matters alone already will make it very, I would say, quicker time to market by partnering with an external vendor such as AI Search. And Miranda, would you kindly move us to the next slide? Thank you. So we have mentioned that we are working very closely with industry. We work with the external instructors with our own content development side by side. But it's not just about content, it's also the marketing side of things and the deployment of the materials. And I'll show you in a moment here also a screenshot of our learning management system and how the material is made very accessible and quickly deployable to a number of different learners and meeting the needs of a number of different learning styles as well. And therefore, I would say that you don't have to create an LMS, you don't need to have a proctoring engine, credentialing engine, marketing engine. You get all that as part of the partnerships with AI Certs. And it makes it very much quicker to go to market by partnering with us. And kindly you move again, slide forward, please, Miranda. Thank you. One partnership. And here again, I'd like to repeat the fact that we have a huge portfolio. We're following the ISO standards. Every course, it's an option to take an exam and then learner to earn a credential and showcase that externally. We will have a training program for trainers, external instructors, help them prepare to deliver the content, and a massive partner portal resources for the training partners again to tap into huge marketing library and beyond. So there's no hidden cost of working with AI Search. There's no royalties involved. Only things where we start making money is when you start making money. It's a win-win. If you don't succeed, we don't succeed. And just to recap that, everything is ready from day one. We have a big onboarding program, and we work alongside with you with your speed, and therefore for the infrastructure and the content alone, there's no investment required from our side. But if we will then maybe move again on a slide and let's have a look at our portfolio. This is perhaps I could talk for ages talking about our portfolio. It's one of the most exciting things. I mean, would you believe that we have over 70 certifications available today, catering various levels of job roles and capabilities, full AI readiness story. So 70 is a big number, and we are actually looking more than doubling that number this year. So stay tuned for that. So here you can see, obviously there's a busy slide. It's difficult to put 70 certifications into one slide, but you can see that there's certifications for different job roles, job families, skills. And one of the most frequent questions I usually get from when talking with partners is, where's the biggest demand? Where should I start? And I would say unequivocally, even today in 2026, it's still the essentials range, it's still the AI literacy, which is usually the start of the learning path regardless. But most people are still in the very early stages of their AI journey, which means that the potential for training is also enormous. Because with AI, it's not a one-off event. It's an ongoing journey. It's building, first of all, the AI literacy, then building into fluency readiness, and also ensuring that the whole company, everybody is up to speed, everybody has a plan. It's not an IT issue. It's not a one department responsibility. Everybody needs to be on board with AI and ideally leading with it. But yeah, I could talk forever for this in this slide. I'm sure Miranda, you would like to jump into that as well, or did you want to talk about the
Yeah,
all
well,
access pass?
yeah. Well, it's pretty intense. All the content that is coming for those who are interested. We do have a live roadmap on our website, so you could check it out there. But one of the things that we now are also offering is an all access pass. So perhaps you can share a little bit more about that. Yeah, all access.
Yes, exactly. Good, thank you. And if you don't
Yeah,
mind going back to the
yeah,
previous slide as well for
of
here.
course.
So, yeah, and thanks to the great feedback we get from our training partners as well, they've been a big inspiration for us for creating an all access pass subscription model. And one of the early things we noticed that, yeah, we have a lot of job roles here, we have a lot of the different levels. But especially for bigger organizations, they may need something which is more of a plug and play, something which they can just integrate into the LMS through an API LTA integration. So we created an AI Plus all access. So it means an full access to entire portfolio plus everything we introduced during that year, and yes, 1 year access to the whole content library, and therefore makes it very easy for those big organizations so also to then give people choices and to the content in a very accessible way. And I'll show in a moment also the LMS and how that is all going to be deployed. But thank you, Miranda, also for jumping in here. And let's then move on to the next slide, please. So when we talk about then partnering with AI certs, and this is also something which I'm very passionate about, is that, yeah, we pride ourselves for the partner first model. Only our training partners, training delivery partners can deliver instructor-led training with certified instructors, of course, but instructor program is for free. So instructor materials, enablement, train to trainers doesn't cost you anything. But also here we know that every partner is not the same. Not every organization delivers the training the same way. So we have 4 different main key partner types, and the most popular one here is of course the authorized training partner, which is aimed at the commercial training centers, which then can deliver open scheduled classes or a bespoke B2B training. That's entirely at their discretion. And then of course we have academic partners who are then more embedding the certifications into their curricula, or they may also have an evening classes running for corporates, but academic partners. And then we have associations who are there more to add value to their members. And lastly, affiliates, and not least at all, that perhaps is the quickest entry point to working with AI certs is to become an affiliate initially and test the market by earning commission by promoting e-learning. So all those options are available, and all those we would love to have a conversation with you to see what model of partnership works best for you and your team and your ambitions and objectives. Can maybe we move again? Oh well, then maybe I'll hand over the reins for you here for a moment to talk about why that's a win-win and how to work with ASS. What does a plug-in and plain model look like?
Okay, well, thank you, Tuli. I'll be delighted. The idea is simple. Everything is ready for you. So instead of building curriculum, hiring SMEs, designing assessments, and creating infrastructure from scratch, you plug into a complete delivery-ready ecosystem. And the courseware is already built. It's continuously updated. It's industry aligned. So the curriculum is vendor aligned, mapped to ISO and IEC standards. The credentials are globally recognized and portable across employers. So we also provide stackable micro credentials and verified skills assessments, and which is what enterprise buyers increasingly is what we see in demand. So yeah, being in this industry, I believe this is also highly interesting. You can launch your first programs in weeks, not months. There is zero content development time, and delivery materials are ready, and they are ready immediately from scratch. And Tuli will show a little bit later on around that. And finally, the full technology and support stack, it's included. So exam engines, certifications, MS access with analytics-based AI lab environments. There's no hardware required. And on top of that, as Tuli was mentioning, the trainer programs, they are available for free. The structure enablement, local language support, and continuous content updates, they are assuring you that you will never fall behind. Talking about pillar one, what's the bottom line? The bottom line is this: you don't build from scratch. You plug in and go to market immediately with credibility, with speed, and at absolute skill. We do have two more pillars. Pillar two is about promote. We don't just provide curriculum. We really help you generate revenue. So first, we equip you with co-brand marketing assets, not generated templates, but localized marketing kits, professional landing pages, email campaigns, webinar decks, social media assets, and case studies. It's all aligned to your market. Second, we help you sell outcomes. Not just courses, outcomes. Today, buyers want proof. I was said earlier, they want proof of return on investment. So we provide outcome dashboards. We provide employment and salary data and ready to share success stories. And that makes your sales conversations data driven instead of promotional. The data behind it. We are all about regional advantage. That really matters. Europe is not one market. It's not. It's many. So we support region-specific campaigns, multi-language materials, Europe-tailored value propositions to ensure your messaging is resonating. Resonating locally is what I'm referring to. So and there's also that thing that we actively drive demand together with you. So co-hosted webinars, targeted lead generation campaigns, partner directory listings, and access to our global marketing team. This is really not passive enablement, it's active collaborations. We are partners, and that is how we see it. The fifth one, the micro modular programs, they shorten your sales cycle. So ready to use learning tracks, stackable credentials, flexible packaging. And that means altogether that you can enter conversations at multiple price points and also easily can scale up. It's all about messaging. So my message towards you would be, we don't just help you deliver AI training, even better to say AI learning journeys, because it's a continuous learning journey. But we help you fill seats and we help you generate the demand. Last pillar, profit. Profit because this only works if the economics are strong. Otherwise, it will not. So flexibility. You control how you go to market. You can deliver instructor-led cohorts, you can set your own pricing, you can launch self-paced programs or learning journeys for scalable online revenue. It's up to you. So you can run enterprise contracts or delivery modules, those modules into hybrid formats. It's the model that adapts to your business. It's not the other way around. The scalability is also highly important. You don't need to launch everything at once. You can start with one certification program, validate demands, and then expand to a full portfolio. It's up to you. As you grow, you move from single market operations to multi-market reach. Up to you. Enterprise deals become recurring annual contracts. Partnerships evolve. That is also important to understand. Multiple year agreements. The margin structure. Let me tell you a little bit about that. So you earn every learner, whether per seat or licensing. As volume increases, margins improve. Pricing is transparent, it's predictable, there is no hidden royalty creep, as Tuli already was mentioning. And because you can serve enterprise, government, academic, and self-paced markets, you're building multiple revenue streams simultaneously next to each other. You're offering globally recognized certifications that competitors often can't match. You move faster because you are ready to market, and that allows you to command premium pricing because content is continuously updated. Also, if you have an all access subscription, you will receive the updates during that year. You reduce operational risk and you avoid, curriculum things missing. So this isn't just a training program, it's a journey. It's a scalable, high margin growth engine for training providers. If you are questioning yourself where partners manage, grow, and scale, and we were referring to it earlier. So Tuli, can you please explain more about our partner portal?
And thank you,
You
Miranda.
can find
Yes,
all materials.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, guys. There are some couple of questions I would request. I would request to kindly take this up, please.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it.
So, Merinda and Tuli, we have a couple of questions from our attendees, like, Ali. So, she's having a couple of questions if you guys can help her to understand.
yes, of course. I think if you can, if you have something urgent there right now, we can look into that.
Sure. She was asking about are we ISO 21001 IMOS certified?
We follow in our courseware exam development. We follow the ISO 17024 standards by American National Standards Institute (ANAP). And I would have to take the other ISO credentials maybe offline, and we'll take an email address and we'll come back to that. What we have in the works right now. So if that's all right, we'll come back to that after this presentation.
Sure. And one more question she was asking, as you said, Tuli, like, she wants to know the life cycle of AI journey.
Life cycle of AI journey for me personally, I think it's a lifelong learning journey. But from a very specific certification point of view, our certifications are valid for 1 year after passing the certification exam, and there's of course recertification available. But this is a very fast evolving piece of technology, like any emerging technology, that I would say that this you would say it depends on the starting point and where you are in that journey, how we're going to evolve. And again, we'd love to cater a follow-up meeting and talking about your organization and how your needs of your learners and your customers. And we have different learning paths to definitely promote and recommend there.
So is this journey divided into phases?
Yes, we have some milestones there definitely to put forward, and we will definitely cater a follow-up meeting regarding that, and we can showcase those. Today we were going to be looking more perhaps on how the ASS partnerships work and in a high level, and then we can go in. We'd love to go deeper and more dedicated to your needs. So thank you for asking all those questions. I love when participants are active and
Yes.
are challenging, putting us on the spot. So maybe we'll just in the interest of time, and we'll definitely come back to you if I run us now quickly through resources. Go ahead,
Two
Miranda.
sentences?
Please.
The thing with AI is every different job role will use AI differently. If I now ask in my personal and business environment, do you know AI? Then the answer still in a lot of cases is ChatGPT. Or if companies are using a Microsoft suite, the answer is we use Copilot. Which version of Copilot are you using? That's one of the how are you using Copilot? Does your staff know how you can use Copilot within every environment from a job role perspective? And that is where AI search is really the strongest. From a job role perspective, helping people on that journey getting ready. And another thing that I would like to add is the cloud, for instance, constantly changing. AI changing much faster. So that is one of the things that Tuli was referring to. It's a lifetime learning journey that we are sitting in, having ahead of us because of all the changes that are coming constantly. Amen. Back to you, Tuli.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have a couple of more questions. And well, are we auditing AA audits in terms of courses? And if you can help them with the AA transformation and the adaptive journey as well. Adaption of journey, sorry.
Yes, I would suggest that in this case we'll have a separate meeting regarding that, because they were getting quite into depth here. But in terms of auditing, I think we're very excited to say that we just recently announced a partnership with the International Association of Auditors, and we now have a co-developed certifications with them. But let's see how we are with the time. When we are in the end, we have a couple of more slides for benefit of everybody here to cover, and then we'll address more questions towards the end, if that's all right.
Sure, that's great. Sounds
So
good.
I'm too keen to talk about the partner portal now. I can't wait because it's one of my favorite subjects. It's such a massive resource library and something which our partners are visiting on daily basis because we keep adding so much new marketing content and resources available there to help them. So that is probably the most frequent tool and a resource library for them. So you see here two screenshots. You see the availability of what our dashboards looks like when you start having learners and you can follow their progress. And secondly, because you do also do your enrollments through the partner portal, but also then it is that huge resource library. We cater different kinds of marketing styles. We have different kind of anything from, of course, from a traditional email marketing to search engine optimization to influencer videos to language specific marketing assets. For instance, our entire portfolio is available in Spanish. And if you have your courses in Spanish, then you just also have your marketing content available in Spanish, and therefore one of the first meetings when we sign up a new partner is that we have a dedicated, not just for onboarding perspective, but when we have also a dedicated marketing strategy planning meeting, and we'll do a lot of like joint lead generation webinars and other activities depending on what are your key audience types who you serve. Are you more of a B2C? Do you have a specific vertical in mind? And how your own marketing team structure will not all the partners are different. We are very blessed with partners who are very region specific, very vertical specific, very technology specific, like partners who are fully focused on cybersecurity or project management, for instance. So also another very big topic where where AI can make a massive difference, and we are very pleased that we have a lot of thriving titles there to help on that. But let's move on then and look at the LMS and how the learning has been organized through our LMS. And here you can see a screenshot of it, and actually featuring our free AI Foundation course, which I warmly recommend. Maybe the events team here can put a link to it to the chat and share with the team, because one of the call to action for anyone here today is to enroll to the AI Foundation course, entirely free. So you can then get also a flavor of how the content is organized and what the learner experience looks like. And we cater multiple learning styles. As I said, I worked with IT vendors programs for numerous years, and I've never seen the content being available in so many different formats. Most have maybe an ebook and maybe e-learning. But we also cater audio for those places where maybe a bandwidth can be an issue. So the full e-learning maybe is a bit of a heavy uplift. And then we have the AI mentor is also built in on every course. So you can also prompt it throughout the course and ask questions about it. And I just recently heard that you can prompt it in several languages too. I think Miranda here was testing it in Dutch quite recently.
I did.
Yes, I'm still to do the finish, but I promise I will. I will, and then so you can switch between the modalities throughout the course. Every module ends up with a hands-on element and a quiz, which will then help you for the upcoming certification exam. And last but not least is the podcast. So we also have a mobile app, and that is as hugely popular, completely exceeded our expectations when we launched it about 4 months ago, and it's already had over 500,000 downloads, and it just shows that people like to learn on the go. And also, and usually when they do that, they lean into the podcast format of learning. And the other thing which I say from the training center perspective, which is really super cool, is that you don't have the burden of chasing exam vouchers when you partner with AI certs. The exam is built into the LMS. It's plugged in. It's available 24/7. That when the learner feels that, okay, I've done my preparation, I feel I passed my quizzes. Only thing they need is a quiet room and a webcam, and then they'll launch the exam on the go 24/7. And AI will take over the proctoring. AI will now monitor your head movements. They will take over the screens. You have a multiple choice questions, and once you have completed the exam and you get results immediately, and should you have passed the exam, you get your credential also immediately, and that credential is verifiable in blockchain. In other words, it can't be tampered. And that makes a huge increase in integrity for the whole experience. And of course, you can share it in your LinkedIn profile and share it with them. But it just gives that instant verification with the QR code here too. And again, as I say, no exam vouchers. The life cycle of the learning materials is a 1-year subscription, and the exam goes hand in hand with that. And yeah, no need to kind of schedule or chase or book time somewhere externally to go and take your exam. So that to me is a big, takes a lot of admin away, and also is a very I would say accessible experience from the learner's perspective, but also very cool too when AI is doing the proctoring. Yeah, maybe we can move forward, but yes. So we come now to the close, and we're still happy to answer the questions you have here, but also we really kindly encourage anyone who has decided to join us here today. We have our email addresses here. We are very active on LinkedIn. We actually do a lot of best practice sharing by reacting to our partners' posts and activities. So we are quite a fun bunch to watch also on LinkedIn, Miranda and I would say that's fair to say. So feel free to reach out to us and talk about what partnership model works best for you and for your organization. And yeah, we are partner first, win-win, your success, our success, shared success. Let's get this everybody up to speed on AI and beyond. Thank you so much for your time today, and to the team for looking after us.
Absolutely.
So thank
Thank
you, both of you, for powerful insights. Well, we have a couple of questions more, but Ali's supposed to leave. Like, she's allowed to connect with you guys. I
Mhm.
noted down all the questions, and she shared her email ID as well. So I guess you guys
Fantastic.
can connect and discuss.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I would open this floor for like an audience. Any doubts, any questions, please feel free to leave in this poll. Yes, I don't think so. We have more questions. Okay. So thank you guys for answering those questions for so beautifully. I think we can come towards end of this session. Thank you for joining the event. As a token of our gratitude, we will receive your participation certificate from SETS 365 AS Hats platform at your registration email ID shortly after this session. Stay connected with us for more exciting updates and events. For more information, visit our www.asats.ai. Thank you so much.